Good morning. Well, this is a video that's going to come with a sensitive subject warning. You might not want to watch it. It might be controversial to some people, but it's my story and it's mine to tell. And with Mother's Day, the other day, all I could think of is the best thing that I ever did was be a rebellious, stand on my own 2 feet, throw caution to the wind, buck the system, buck everyone that was against me at the time, and make the choice that was the best. That was the only choice that was to be made. See, I became a mother at a very young age. It was evident to me that I was going to become a mother, and I hid it from a lot of people for a long time. Till finally my mother took me to the doctor. As I said, I was very young. And as the results came back, we sat in a sterile room and pamphlets was laid out on the desk and discussions were being made. And I said no. I threw those pamphlets off that desk. I gave them what for, and I stormed out of that room, calling them some choice words because they never consulted what my wishes was. They never took in account that it was my baby. It wasn't just something that was going to be done away with, swept underneath the rug, hidden family secret, that kind of thing. No. That faced some backlash So I went home. There was a lot being said to me. I proceeded to get my little suitcase out, pack everything of value, and I was leaving. Do you know where I was going? I had no clue. But I know that the plans were put in motion without my will, and it was not going to happen. And I was leaving. And it was several people came, and it was the most peer pressure that a person could ever have at that time, when they should only have love and sympathy. It was a lot of peer pressure and a lot of condemnation and a lot of things that was hurtful. And it's still hurtful to this day when I look back on how I was just treated. It was the 80s, and you were a statistic to be dealt with. You were just an after-school special. But no, not to me. So that day when I bucked the system, I packed a bag, and I was going to take off for who knows where. Reasoning came back to the people, and they were like, she's too strong-headed. And thank God I was, because I was bound and determined that the best choice that I could ever make, and it's the best choice I've ever made, was to have my little girl. And she has been the light of my life and of many other lives, and definitely a blessing to all. So when I look back on motherhood, it comes with some tribulations and bumps, but I wouldn't change it for the world. For the greatest thing that I've ever done was stand in the face of people I love, professionals, school counselors, anybody that was against my idea. They had a fight on their hands, because I already knew that life is sacred, and life is to be treasured, and life is to be protected, and life is to be lived with joyous. And I poured so much love into that little baby and her 3 brothers that came along afterwards. So the best thing I ever did was to become a mother and to love my babies and to fight for them with all that I have within me. It was a worthy fight, and I would do it again and again and again. I'm so glad I had the privilege to be called Mom. It's the greatest privilege I've ever known in my life. That and being called Grandma, that's a double blessing for all of us that get that honor. So on this Mother's Day, I just want to give myself just a little bit of acknowledgement that the road might always not been smooth, but it was always worth taking. And I'll never regret the choices that I made. And I hope on this Mother's Day weekend, we can all look back and say the same thing. Motherhood might not have always been a smooth transition, but it was worthy. It was a worthy job. And we did it with honor and with grace, and with lots of love and compassion. I'm so happy for my children. I'm so blessed to have 4 beautiful children. Thank you, Jesus, for each and every one. And keep your hand upon them, Lord, and guide them and help them to fulfill your purpose in life, because they have greater things in store, greater things that they know not. Love you, kids.